One of the things I really like about cooking on a wood stove like this is that the heat is very even. With a gas range or an electric range, you just get this like hot spots everywhere, and this is just a very even cook across the entire bottom of the pan that you're cooking in. And so with things like frying up potatoes, it's just perfect. And it's never too hot either. It just always seems to be like the perfect temperature for cooking on. A couple of years ago I found some volunteer asparagus plants growing in various places on my warren, so I transplanted them into a nursery bed to get them going. Now, 2 years or so later, I'm transplanting the fully grown crowns into various spots on my permaculture warren so that I can get a bigger asparagus harvest every spring. These things basically grow themselves. They grow like weeds. I like asparagus because you can tuck them into the orphan corners of any yard, and they will produce abundantly every spring. They're a perennial, which is the easiest kind of food you can grow, and they work very well in a permaculture system. These crowns will need a couple of seasons to get reestablished before I start harvesting from them. It's a really nice day today. Finally, it's gotten sunny, and it's a nice day to come into the hoop house and see what's going on with these greens. We've had a couple of weeks of cloudy weather, and so they're not doing that much. It's December 5th, and I planted these with the hopes that they would get big enough to harvest before I went to Florida, but I don't know that I'm going to get much of a harvest before I go. Probably should have planted them a little bit earlier than I did. So they're still growing pretty well, and I might get a harvest, but the people from Sky House are interested in harvesting them while I'm gone, and so they're going to pay me to harvest greens out of here while I'm gone. And probably by January and February these things will stop growing, and then by March they'll start growing again and get cut and come again crops, and then by the time I get back in April I should be able to get several harvests off of them before it gets too hot and they start bolting. One of the interesting things about everything you see in here is that it's all from Save Seed or Volunteer. So I just let things grow here in the summertime and let them go to seed. There's arugula, there's Claytonia, which is another hardy green, and then there's these oak leaf lettuces, and I just let them go to seed, and then I collect the seed and I replant it. So I've got bountiful beds of beautiful greens here. Down there you can see some arugula coming up. There's also a mustard green called Ruby Streaks that's coming up, Volunteer. So it's nice to have all that stuff that I don't even have to plant, and I get a good salad mix just coming up in between the lettuce that I plant. This Volunteer arugula that came up, it's a little bit ahead of everything else, but it's just so sweet and delicious. It's been exposed to really cold temperatures already. Let's try this Ruby Streaks. That's a really mild mustard green. That's good. Delicious. And the lettuce is not quite ready. It's still small, and I'm concerned about harvesting it this early because then it won't have enough sort of leaf surface area to really gather the sunlight that it needs at this low light time of the year. to produce more leaves. So I'm gonna let it go and recommend that people from Sky House that are harvesting in here wait a little bit longer until it's actually fully mature to start harvesting it, because then it won't be set back as much. Hopefully it gets that big before the days get so short and it gets so cold that everything just stops growing. Banjo, you almost got it. You almost had whatever it is. It was there. Where'd it go? Huh? Where'd it go? Get it. Get it, get it, get it. Hey, check out the Hardcore Sustainable Facebook page for regular updates. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share, and give a thumbs up to the video, and I'll see you next time.